Ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, this is Mass Effect. I'll explain some stuff quick here, because we're going to get right into a cutscene. What a great speedrun. Alright.
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
Alright, so, first thing you saw there was that I threw a grenade at my feet. That's to get into combat, because you can only sprint in combat. Other things, put some stuff on my bar, not a big deal. And mouse wheel to skip cuts, or to skip dialogue. So there's a lot of dialogue in this game, so we bound text skipping to mouse wheel to skip that as fast as possible. So that's the weird sound you'll hear in a lot of these the dialogue scenes. Like it'll make a dinging sound kind of when I'm trying to skip and I can't skip. Yes.
Status report.
So if that annoys you, sorry, but you're gonna hear it a lot.
Take us in, Joe.
So
this mission just got a lot more.
This game starts off pretty uninteresting. Doesn't really get broken until a little later on. But
tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander.
Eden Prime is basically just you do it entirely fast. Kind of normal way you'd play it.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Nihilus, you coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Alright.
We are approaching drop point 2.
So I should also mention, you probably saw me right at the beginning turn on autosave. So having autosave on wastes time in this game because it like stops you from doing anything when it's autosaving. It's not just like autosaving in the background. So on like serious runs, I turn it off because there's a bunch of autosaves in the game. Also, autosave's not really that useful in this game. It only autosaves like once or twice for an entire planet, and at really weird spots, so it's not really that useful like it would be in a normal video game. Right, so yeah. Oh, other things to mention. So I started off on a save on the ship. That's because creating a new character every time takes forever. This is also just any percent, so I did start off as a level 1 character. Playing as Vanguard, because they're the best class in this category. But for the most part, there isn't a lot to say about Eden Prime. The only other thing I really do on Eden Prime is I'm going to open a bunch of different crates and stuff and try to get a good weapon, which we'll hopefully get.
Thanks for your help, Commander. The beacon's at the far end of this trench.
Does not have Covenant. These are robots, not aliens. Strangely, though, it does have a lot of autosaves on this planet.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's mostly actually because
Keep your guard.
we skip the places where there's autosaves. That there aren't a lot.
Oh God, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
Alright. So unfortunately, this game has a lot of unskippable cutscenes, but you get to learn a little bit of the story, because that's what we care about in speedruns, right?
Saren. Nihilus.
This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth.
Alright.
The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Thanks for the call out.
What is that? Off in the distance.
It's a
Dragon Age Origins
Look at the
is
size of it.
better speedrun than this. I'll say that already. Although, you know, getting into AG2 was kind of surprising.
Something's
Alright. So here is coming up is like only mildly difficult part of this planet, which is not dying. That isn't true, it is not a shooter. Although we are a mage, and we're like zapping people with lots of spells, it should kinda count, right? I'm gonna die here, maybe. Maybe not.
Now it gets fun.
The health part is like very misleading because when you get to low health you don't take as much damage on this difficulty.
Set the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Well, I forget exactly how it works, honestly. I think it's for like the first few seconds after you get to the health where your thing starts flashing that you don't take damage. It's something like that. But either way, you get to low health, it actually takes you a while to die. Alright, we're almost done here. Gotta disarm some bombs.
Kill them all.
There's so many
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry!
so many
We need to
autosaves on
find
this
them all and
planet.
shut them down.
Oh, so another thing you'll notice that I should just mention here, because it's like the only other thing worth mentioning here, is that a lot of times I'm gonna sprint, but I won't use up my entire bar. So that's intentional. If you use up your entire bar, you get fatigued and you can't sprint until your bar fills up all the way again, which is bad in a lot of areas. So you can see these husks here, just kind of twitching out. So you're supposed to have to kill those before you hit the beacon here, but if you kill those two Geth fast enough, get out of combat,
It wasn't
and
doing
getting out
anything
of
like that when I
combat
dug it up.
at all, really,
Something
is
must
the
have
trigger
activated
to allow you to press the beacon.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
So yeah,
Shepard!
more
No,
cutscenes.
don't touch it. It's too dangerous.
So here's everyone's favorite cutscene. The gratuitous boob shot incoming. And also a butt shot.
We
There's the
identified
boob
the
shot.
ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy, a human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson.
So
They
once we
managed
get to the
save the
Citadel,
colony.
this game starts looking very
One of the
unlike
humans may have used it.
what the game is supposed to look like. But it just turns out the main thing we use to skip a lot of content is not useful on Eden Prime, because Eden Prime is too linear.
Must be eliminated.
Alright. Isn't that the
Doctor,
face of a
Dr.
beautiful man?
Topaz, I think he's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
How did I?
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. The lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Alright.
Sounds like that. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Alright. Now on to the Citadel.
Hey, Commander.
Best ammo type? There's no Oh. Oh, there are ammo types. What am I saying? I was thinking you were talking about, like, ammo powers. Chemical rounds is the best for the majority of the run.
Good timing,
Variations on
Commander. I was
that. I
just
guess
about to bring us into
polonium
the Citadel.
rounds is the
Too
higher
bad
level
apparently
one.
it worked.
But what's it called is also useful. The anti-synthetic one is also useful. Towards the end of the run.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Alright, so
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
anti-personnel is not really useful.
Citadel
Um,
Control, this is
It's
SS.
just strictly worse than chemical.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy.
Although occasionally I have to use it if I don't get chemical rounds.
Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
So ideally I'll be using some amount of chemical round, or some rank of chemical rounds up until Ilos, and then I'll switch to, well, basically up to Ilos. And then for Ilos forward I want some kind of anti-synthetic rounds. Alright. So now we're finally getting to when the game starts to get broken. Should call out, I did not want to use the second grenade there, ever. This is the only time you're gonna get to see Garrus the entire run, so enjoy it.
Saren's hot. Good luck,
Alright.
Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Bye, Garrus. Alright, so I'm gonna do this first and then explain what I'm doing. Alright, so quick saving. Against certain walls that the game reads as like corners, if you crouch and quick save when the game tries to load in again, it like puts you beyond the wall, and that allows you to get out of bounds basically. Doesn't work in every single corner, but many of them it does.
Enemy contact.
So yeah, we're gonna, this whole out of bounds is meant to skip the whole sequence where you go to Corey's den and try to like get into Fist's room and figure out where Tali is. And we'll just get directly into his room and fight him, which skips. What did I do wrong?
Enemy contact.
Alright, there we go. Good. Oh, crap. I have to do this. So distracted. This.
Myself, time to die, those soldiers.
Alright.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender! Don't worry, you'll never see
So,
me again.
one unfortunate side effect of doing it this way is that when you get to this point in the game, you're supposed to fight enemies, a bunch of enemies, on the way in and on the way out of here. But now there's just all of both of them. So there's twice as many enemies than you're supposed to normally have at this part, which means stuff like that can happen. Thankfully I didn't die.
I owe you one.
That's him.
Okay, that's almost bad. Got overheated. Right. Wrong time. Alright. So here we're gonna meet it up with Tali. So ideally I'll kill all of these guys
Where's the shadow?
by
broker?
using throw
Where's Fist?
right as
Where's the evidence?
No
this
way.
cutscene
The
ends.
deal's off.
Yeah. Some of the voice acting in this game, as with a lot of Bioware games, is suspect. Nah, not too bad. That's always the one guy who doesn't die, if there is a guy.
I was on my pilgrimage, my rite of passage into adulthood. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
Right, so we're almost done with the Citadel now.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Right, so now we head back up to the Council to become a Spectre. And that'll pretty much be the last thing we have to do on the Citadel. How did I throw it through the floor there? Having bad luck with grenades. Grenades don't actually save that much time, they save like a second each. So it's not as big of a deal as they make it seem. Okay. So, here what's gonna happen is because you're supposed to have visited the council twice, at this point, it's gonna try to play both,
Is a matter of some concern.
both of the cutscenes at the same time, and doesn't know what to do, but for some reason you can just quick save during that, which you normally aren't supposed to be able to do.
Come on.
Then reload, and it'll work normally.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted...
Alright. So now we get to become a Spectre. Which is basically like a secret agent for anyone who's never
Commander
played this
Shepard,
game.
Step forward. It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance Branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank.
So how's everyone doing?
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
So now we're just gonna head back to the ship, which I have speedrun all the games in this series. This is the only one that's any good. That's a speedrun. So, unfortunately, you'll be disappointed if you watch the other ones. Although Mass Effect 2 ends up being just about as long as this game does, even though it's completely glitchless, essentially. Mass Effect 2 is a little bit longer. Like 10 minutes longer. Alright, so now we're just doing a weird out of bounds to get back in the ship, so... hopefully I didn't screw it up. I have a feeling this isn't going to work the way I want it to. What did I do wrong? Alright, this should be better. This is like the trickiest set of bounds to do in the entire run. What? Alright. That's not the way it's supposed to happen, but that should work.
Negative contact.
Wait some time. How hard is navigating out of bounds? That one is really hard. There actually isn't really a good setup for that one. It's just a thing that kind of works. Most of the other ones, it's easy. Because there's a good setup. There used to be a setup for that one, but it was slower than just doing the yellow thing that I do now. But there isn't a good setup for the way I do it now. Although it is faster to do it the way I do it now. I used to, like, get on that big white bridge thing that I land on right at the beginning, then try to land on something else on a lower level of the Citadel, and then from there you would make the drop to the ship. But now we just go straight from the white bridge thing into the ship. So I should mention, navigating out of bounds. Most of the time we do it with the minimap. So markers on the minimap. It just turns out there aren't any good markers there really to use. I use the only one I have to do a kind of setup, which is that yellow arrow thing you saw if you're paying attention. It's basically the mark for where an elevator is. So now we're on there.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings.
So
Strange, like off the damn charts.
there actually has the most interesting Mako section of any of the planets, which hopefully I'll show off properly. By not screwing anything up. So yeah, unfortunately there's still a lot of Mako in this game, or this run, but not nearly as much as you normally have to do, which you'll see later. So yeah, Therum has a few skips, most of which don't save a ton of time, but there is some stuff to show off with the Mako, which is nice. So anyone who knows play this game knows that the Mako has very strange physics. So we're going to abuse that to try to do a couple things that we're not supposed to do. One of which is going to be right here, coming up. So you're supposed to take this side path instead of going straight through this gate, but don't screw this up. You can just get right over the top. But as is the problem with Mako physics, just you hit anything on the way down, you kind of go flying off in weird directions. That one saves about 5 seconds, I think. You do it properly. That one probably only saved like 2 or 3 seconds because of trying to get a smooth landing. It's really hard to get a smooth landing. It's hard enough to make it over the top. This is not good. I already took a lot of damage. So yeah, one of the bad things about not getting a smooth landing there is you usually take a ton of damage on the Mako. And that's really not good. So I'm going to take a slightly weird path here to try to avoid some damage. I might just have to stop and repair at some point, which kind of sucks, but marathon, so we don't want to die. Screw it. Wait, what's the repair button? F? There we go. I'm just gonna do that, because I don't want to die in a marathon one. And we have like no save nearby. Alright, should be good now. Because one thing I have to do coming up is definitely going to make me take a lot of damage, and that's really bad. Amount of damage I would already taken by that point, I would have definitely died on this next part. Which probably will make sense once you see it. Why I would have died. Alright. So. I'm gonna kill these guys. I normally don't, but I want to be able to make a save here because I can get stuck doing this thing and then there wouldn't be any way to recover. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go through this little gap here with the Mako. So you're supposed to have to get out of the Mako at this point and walk through the rest of Therum, but with some clever maneuvering, get through. This area here, I would take a lot. Well, I do take a lot of damage, and I've taken way too much with the amount of health I was at to reasonably expect to survive. So it's hard to navigate here, but it's definitely faster to do it this way. Getting stuck. Yeah, see, I mean, look how much damage I took already. Come on. Hey. Oh god. I'm about to die. Okay. Well, I didn't die, but I got flipped over when I enter this cutscene. Hope it doesn't kill me as soon as I load in from this cutscene. So yeah, navigating through that area with the Mako is hard. Okay. Alright. So this is one of the major reasons why we want to get up here go through that area with the Mako. None of these enemies will actually attack you, and you get to kill this armature without having to be on foot, which makes it trivial by comparison to the way you're supposed to do it. It's also, if you drive properly, faster to move through that area with the Mako too, but it's finicky. Here is the first out of bounds. Well, it's not really an out of bounds. It's the first time we use the quick save trick. It'll just get us on the other side of that railing and drop us down to the ground, basically. So now we're gonna be with Liara.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Liara to...
Are you kidding me? Right. So here's the first bit of RNG in the run. That was pretty slow. Who is my inspiration? What was my inspiration? No person in particular. Just, I wanted to make the best looking shepherd I could.
Waiting for orders.
What?
Oh.
Alright, so we're almost done here. So now it's probably a good time to explain the next major glitch that we'll use in this run, which is weapon swapping. So for certain cutscenes, if you swap weapons frame perfectly, and stop them from playing, and if you use that opportunity where they stop playing to oh. Really like that scene, by the way. There's a bunch of these during the game, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, it is pretty ugly. You'll see what I was talking about in a second when we get back to the ship. So let's get that scene that comes after this planet. That's what I was talking about right as we get back on the ship. We'll do that a bunch of places. So this I'll skip. The cutscenes you get when you get back on the ship. So the game is really quiet now because I turned my sound down on my headphones. So now we go to Novaria.
Message coming.
Commander Shepard. So the weapon swapping thing, it'll become more clear what I'm doing exactly when I do it here. You'll be able to see what's actually going on. Because most of the places I have to do it when it's fading in from black. But basically I'm just using mouse wheel to swap weapons really fast. And that gives me enough time to just quickly save and reload the game. There. Here it works a little differently. It's essentially doing the same thing. This one is actually way harder to do without screwing up, and it saves less time. Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has
So for some reason if you shoot this box here, you get in combat. No idea why. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this weapon swapping, like I said. So let me skip the dialogue with these people here. And Gianna, who's up here.
Welcome to Port Hanshan, the galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
Yep. You also have to quick save and then load really quickly before it forces you into the cutscene. You could kind of see what can happen there. That I can get stuck inside that. It'll teleport me back once I stop swapping weapons if I don't hit escape fast enough, it won't work. Okay. So now we're just gonna clip past this to get in the garage. And not have to deal with anything in Port Hanshin.
Lost shields.
What? That was slow. What's your quick save button? F6. Well, I think it's by default is F5. But I think I changed it to F6. So one weird thing about this game is that there's a quick save button, but there's no quick load button. That's why you keep seeing me opening up the menu to load. It's very strange. So it would save a lot of time. Was a quick load button. Now we're just some Mako stuff. So there is like one crazy thing you can do with the Mako here. On Novaria, I won't do because it's really like segmented only, basically. I mean, you could pull it off probably in a single segment run, it just wouldn't be worth the risk. Point out what you do when I go past it. You're gonna basically like cross a gap like this, or this one specifically. There's one canyon basically. Yeah, you spam the boost button. So, yeah, so what I initially did to jump past the gate is you want to get up high initially, so you hold it down a bit, and to extend your height rather than it forcing you to drop back down, you just spam boost. That'll give you a little bit of height, or help you maintain your height rather than drop down. So you'll be doing essentially, so this one essentially does the same thing, except one small caveat that's kind of out of your control. So the thing I'm talking about is coming up here. So it's possible to cross this gap from here over to that side. It's really hard. Basically, you need to make sure you like bounce off the rocks pointing upwards, and then you just spam boost a lot to get across. I've never actually pulled it off, but I haven't tried too much because I don't want to incorporate something that's so risky to run. I know other people have tested it out though, and they didn't really find a great way of doing it. So yeah, basically go from there. It saves about 12 seconds, I think, 13 seconds, something like that. Doesn't save as much as it seems like it would.
I'm on my way.
facilities have suffered a great deal of damage. Biohazard.
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
So here on Novaria, it's where you'll get probably the coolest looking out of bounds. I think most people tend to think that. You'll see why when I get to the first one's coming up in about a minute here. But they're actually not nearly as difficult as some of the other ones to pull off. There's very good setups for both of the ones on Novaria. One is like a very, very good setup, and the other one's pretty good. We're just gonna kill these guys so we can get out of combat. Go out of bounds. Alright.
Area secure.
So yeah. It turns out that on Novaria, for some reason when you get out of bounds, it puts you at the top of the skybox. You can also see the whole skybox. So it's actually got something to look at. All the other ones, it's basically just blackness. You can't really tell what I'm doing. So there's a few different ways to pull this one off. But it's pretty consistent. So you see that texture down there, that's where we want to land on, basically. So this is going to land us on top of the tram. It'll take us towards where Venezia is. Sort of on top of the tram.
Clear.
We're going to finagle around a bit. Get onto the tram.
Departing Central Station. Destination, Rift Station.
So yeah, the ones on Novaria work really well because there's a lot of different visual references to use.
Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Most of the well, some of the ones on the Citadel that I did before. Well, the second one on the Citadel is much harder because there's not very good visual references. There's another one that has not great visual references later on. So up at the top here, we'll do another cutscene skip with weapon swapping. And then on to Venezia fight.
Stand down.
This. Good. That's pretty good position to be in. The graphics in this game definitely fall into the second category, at least. Some people say the combat is, but I don't really have a big problem with the combat in this game. So this one, the setup is actually really easy. This will get us right into Venezia's room. This says X on the minimap. We're basically going to get that down to the bottom of our compass. And then we're gonna do something interesting. So if you pause with your gun out when you're falling like this, you'll stop your horizontal movement and you'll just fall vertically as long as you stop holding any of the arrow keys. And we'll land right into Menezia's room.
Enemy contact.
And ideally, we would actually land into the cutscene. I was like one step off. That is actually a relatively easy out of bounds to pull off, as long as you know what to do. So this fight is interesting. I lifted the wrong guy. Kidding me. This is really bad. I disagree with that. Maybe from like a gameplay perspective, but it's like, I don't know, you have to like that kind of D&D style gameplay. But definitely the graphics do not hold up well at all for KOTOR.
Flush shield!
Oh my god. This is a pretty bad fight. So yeah, ideally you don't want to get knocked down at all. So it makes sense to most people.
They always said there would be a...
I mean, I did a few speed runs of KOTOR 2, and that was a huge adjustment, getting used to the gameplay in that game. Again, it just felt so old. By gameplay, I mean like things about the controls, yeah. Definitely. More so than like the D&D combat system and stuff, although that took some getting used to again.
This one. And you.
So I have to kill the Arachne Queen here to do this optimally. That's why I didn't skip through the text really fast. You have to skip through the text really fast, you'll save the Arachne Queen, which is not what I want. You can't actually just point your thing on the bottom option and then go really fast with the mouse, because it actually, on the first frame, always defaults to the middle position. Which is not good, because we want to pick the bottom options to kill the Arachne Queen. I'll explain why you want to kill the Arachne Queen a bit. Well, I guess I can explain it now. It's mostly because we need to do a certain intimidate option later, and we're gonna end up with a bunch of renegade points through things that are kind of out of our control on the Pharaohs. So it makes more sense to go renegade there as well. Even though I believe the Save the Arachne Queen cutscene is shorter.
Good timing, Commander.
Oh, I was supposed to skip a cutscene there. I don't think there was a cutscene though. Maybe there isn't one actually nowhere. I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. I just didn't realize that I did it. Pretty sure I didn't do it. Whatever. Oh, not there. Where is the run schedule? There is a link below in this description. Big button that says schedule. Can't be that hard. It's probably on. Oh no. It's probably on mobile or something. I guess. Alright. So now for the shortest planet relative to how long it takes in the actual game.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
We saw you. Please, up the stairs past the freighter.
So if you remember here, you like go hunting down Geth, you find out about the Thorian. It's underneath the outpost the colonists have here. So we'll be taking advantage of the fact that it's underneath the colony here. By going directly into it. So you can see that little crack down there below this pod. That's where the Thorian chamber is. I'm just gonna go directly into there. Skip literally everything else on Ferris. So this is actually why you can see right there I get 32 Renegade. What? It's supposed to be a higher level here. 16 experience short, really. I had to kill like one more enemy somewhere. I did. Oops, sorry. This is going relatively good so far. No big mistakes. Some small ones back on the Citadel with screwing up some out of bounds. Some bad fights. Leveled up. No, I don't know if I really want to open my pause screen again. Just to level up that ability. Screw it. I don't want to go into this. I don't want to forget to do it later or something. Just want to get the right point I'm supposed to be at here. I don't think it actually makes any difference in this fight, but I don't want to forget somewhere later to max out throw. So I should explain how this fight works. So basically these nodes take almost no damage if the Asari is still alive, and they take very little damage if a bunch of these creepers are alive. So basically what you want to do is you want to kill a bunch of these creepers, not necessarily, what am I doing? Not necessarily all of them, but a lot, so it'll take damage faster. So another thing that I'm going to be doing is watching my power usage. I have a very tightly constructed path to make sure things go off cooldown at the right point. Trait contests are completely random. There's only a certain number of traits that are not too far out of the way, so I try to grab a lot of them are along the way. So yeah. Unfortunately, like at a high level, this game does come down to weapon drops and stuff. Nice. It's the timeout. This node requires the largest amount of guys dead before it'll take a lot of damage. So I saw that I killed a lot more there than I normally did. This one actually only really needs the Asari down to take damage. So yeah. A big part of this is making sure you have like lift and throw off cooldown every time you get one of the two off cooldown every time you get to an Asari, so they don't knock you down. What? My game just crashed. I got some weird message that popped up that I've literally never seen before. Let's see where my last save is. Are you kidding me? Well, guess we're doing this fight again. See, this is what I said about the autosaves. That's why I'm glad I gave myself a very generous estimate. My estimate can like account for like 10 minutes worth of time losses. That was probably about 3 or 4 minutes there, at least. Well, it happened literally right at the end of the fight too. I hope it doesn't happen again. This game kind of tends to... Oh. I've had problems where the game would keep crashing at the same point over and over again. And I have to, I literally had to reinstall the game before I could get to stop happening. So, let's hope this isn't one of those cases. don't even know what the message said. It was just like unable to do something. I don't know. I was just like so interested in getting back to the game ASAP. Nothing this time. Let's see. Crap. This is exactly what you don't want to have happen. Out of the way. What?
That thing has to drop soon.
I'm gonna try it. I was gonna try to get out of combat so I could try to save. I missed. Am I gonna die this time? I am. I don't have any first aid. Gel, whatever. It's not good. Trying to play this really safe so I don't have complete choke. But having both of them die is pretty bad here. Okay, they're alive. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is like an awful fight. Crash this time. Hold on. I need to fix my window because it was like covering up. Oh. Sorry. Covering up the chat.
Try to relax.
It's alive.
Slow,
I didn't completely kill it.
Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us, one to another. Every action sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
So that was sketchy. I'm just glad I got past. It kind of sucks at the second time through. The rain fight went way worse than the first time, other than the crash. But, yeah. It's probably because I didn't get a pistol from that weapon locker I opened.
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
That's close enough.
So, all the colonists are actually alive, even though it gives me renegade points as if they had all died when I go down there. It's a nice surprise. Yep. Best shepherd.
No trouble.
Alright. So here's another cutscene skip. This one is probably the hardest cut. It's the most involved cutscene skip. I'm gonna... whatever, if I screwed up, I'll just watch the cutscene.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
So I'll explain that one in a second. Let me just head to Vermeer. So it turns out that when you get back on the ship on Fairhouse, weapon swapping isn't good enough to interrupt the cutscene initially. So you have to lag the game by using quick save bunch as you're loading in, and then quick save, load, and then after you do that, then you can weapon swap to skip the cutscene. So yeah, you have to basically have to skip past 2 different triggers to entirely skip the cutscene. So yeah, these cutscene skips are actually a relatively recent addition to the run, considering how old this game is. They got added at the beginning of this year.
Go in hot and take them out.
I'll get you in underneath the radar.
They were known about, but okay, weapon swapping to interrupt stuff we've known about, but the quick save thing wasn't tried successfully, and we knew about it. Well, okay. It was mostly that we didn't realize that you could weapon swap as you were loading into the ship where you're supposed to have no weapons. For like the first half a second, it lets you act as though you're swapping weapons, even though you're not supposed to have weapons on the ship, which is why it works. So, yeah. So that turn allowed us to change around the planet order a lot. We still always have to do Therum last, because you get a bunch of extra cutscenes if you bring Liara with you to Pharos. Or, well, I should say, not if you bring her with you. If you already have her by the time you do Pharos, you used to get extra cutscenes for doing that. And now that you can skip the cutscenes, Therum first, which is good for 2 real reasons. One is that you can get Liara much earlier, and she's pretty good for combat because she's biotic. Biotics are OP in this game. The other main reason is that, at least for me, the Mako checks on Therum used to be the biggest kind of decider, whether or not I had a good one or not, because I used to be not as great at them. Pretty good at them now, after having done them a lot more than I used to when it was at the end of the run. But I definitely got, I think, one of the main reset points to earlier in the run. Alright, so here we're gonna try a small trick with the Mako. We're parking it over there, because if we park it over there, in the right spot, we can get down to it from above. Just
I'm reading that the grid is down, Commander. On approach to the Solarian base now. Out.
Ready to move out, Commander.
you'll see that here. So ideally, I want to have some enemies still alive when I'm running back there, but no such luck this time. So use that on both of these gates. Same idea here. It's pretty, it's a little bit lenient, but it's somewhat odd. It's not like it's a super exact position, but you can't be, you don't want to be too close or too far.
That's the last one. We should be able to reach the Solarian camp.
Alright. So that's basically it. We just drive the Mako a bit further, and then we're done with the Mako here.
Commander, Normandy's touched down at the base, but it looks like we're grounded. The Solarian captain can explain when we get here.
So now we're gonna make some dialogue choices that look slow. That's because I'm not great at doing them fast yet. We're gonna want to set some stuff up so that we can save Caden. So if you skip through it really fast by default,
So what are we supposed to
you're
do
gonna
now?
have, you're gonna end up saving Ashley, and that's not what you want to do. Caden's much better to save.
I just got a bad feeling about this place.
To set it up properly, I need to make sure I give Ashley.
You want?
While we're out there, I need one of your.
With all
Why is it that whenever
To Captain Kiri.
You all know the mission.
So you can save both of them later on,
Each of you with my life. But I've
but
also heard murmurs of discontent. I share your concern.
going back for the person who you sent with Captain Kiri wastes a lot more time than just going to the person that you left with the bomb.
Com check, and Commander. If you see any way to undermine their defenses, we could definitely. Shadow is on the ground. Repeat, Shadow is on the ground. Chief Williams with the Igor team. Manovine, Teato teams, move. Time to get some attention.
So there's
coordinated crossfire. Check for long range.
couple little skips this part. Not for a bit here yet, though. I will warn you, unfortunately, everyone's favorite scene from Vermeer will not be showing up at all. We don't get to talk to Sovereign. It's the path we take through here. It's one of the things we skip.
getting pounded. Bunker up before the aircraft return. Captain Kirhe's down. Agor, form up with Deanto. Hold that line. Holding ground. Deanto around me. Shadow team must be getting close.
So here comes the literal hardest part of the entire run. Okay, I didn't screw it up. So it's sometimes like really hard to get your mouse cursor on that button to open that door for whatever reason. Don't take a specific path towards it and then just spam the interact key.
Is someone out there?
It can be very hard to get your aim correctly on it to hit the button.
Broken reinforcements. Deanto, hold your ground. Damn it, we're being flanked.
Yeah, we'll have Kaden and Liara with us the rest of the way. Well, pretty much the rest of the way. There's one part where we have to leave them. We'll have to leave, split up from Kaden for a bit, and we'll get him back. That's just a little part of the end of this mission. When you leave Kaden with the bomb. Hello. So there actually still is the collision, like the bridge is there, so you don't fall when you clip past it. There's just you have to clip past the collision of the barrier made by the bridge being upright. Stinger, I think that's good.
Nice work with that gun, Commander. We've got the other one in our sights.
I think we're good, Commander.
There's the gun. Clear those gaps and get the charges set.
Great, so we're almost done with
Charges are set. Everyone
Meyer here now. Just got a couple small sections left.
All right. Nice work. That's one less thing to worry about. Commander, I'm bringing us in. Get as close to the site as I can.
Alright. So now we just got a couple more combat sections left here, basically. So I'm gonna level up another time here and equip some weapons and stuff.
Bomb is in.
right? Like that's not right. Wait, what? Some. Here we go. Sticker 4. 20 rounds. Is that right? So. So I got pretty good weapon luck here.
It appears the Geth has some reinforcements. Heads up, LT.
It's already here. Megan, just
Screw that. We can.
Allegra. Yes, Commander. I
Alright. So now we just got some Geth. Oh, yeah. This is just a faster way of getting back here. Going all the way back to the elevator. Alright, another loud cutscene coming in here. I don't have any control over this. Sorry. Rip headphone users. Alright, so now we can start setting ourselves up for the path to skip half of the Saren fight later. So, key to that is being able to hit this intermediate option here. Where is he? Let's see. So, this is. So, ideally, what you want to have here is have one of the big tanks. Have him go over to one of the big tanks, blow up the tank. That'll pretty much kill him. But they blew up the tank. Kill the tank when I was fighting the Geth. Unfortunately, because your teammates are actually smart enough to blow them up on their own. Cutscene skip there. Yep. Alright.
I forwarded the mission.
That's exactly what's going on with me in this run. I did like 2 runs of this to practice. Playing the game in like 6 months, probably more actually.
It's just
Alright, so here's the literal hardest out events in the game. I'm actually going to make a save, backup save, to make sure I don't screw it up. Because if you screw it up, you can't really recover.
Equalizing interior pressure
It's
with
not
exterior
easily.
atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. So Presley has the deck.
I think this should be okay.
Negative contact, Shepard.
Alright, good. I didn't screw it up.
Kill them all. That's the last of them.
Okay. Alright, Ilos. Oh man.
Commander.
This is indeed Mirror's Edge. Maiden Luck. ME, same abbreviation, definitely the same game.
Command.
Alright. So, Ilos is, again, pretty much like Eden Prime. Entirely glitchless. Who is still alive at this point? Ashley died. Never got Rex. And if you never get Rex in this game, it basically, the rest of the series treats him like he's dead. If you import the save to another game, he won't show up. And then, we never got Curious, but he's not dead.
We have to.
So just Rex, kind of, and Ashley, definitely. Because we didn't actually kill Rex, but might as well be dead. Maybe we'll get quality options. I hope so. I bet you it's just like bugged out or something. But we don't have them right now. It's the only thing that really makes sense. So should be on very good pace to finish Underestimate.
This must be the command center for the entire complex. Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after he went inside.
Not by a lot,
We will have to figure out how to
Underestimate.
disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
What? What? I don't know why that guy wasn't taking any damage.
Hold on.
So that part was okay. Kinda sketchy. Mostly because that guy wouldn't take damage for some reason. Not sure what that was about. Whatever. So hopefully we don't get the worst thing that can happen on this planet to happen. We did. I think? Can't really tell. Yeah, we did.
I've spent my life
Okay.
studying the Protheans, but I never dreamed I would discover anything like this.
So for some reason, some of the time on Ilos, you'll get this glitch where the Mako is like super floaty, and it'll be like impossible to drive through this thing. Like any little bump will send you like flying in the air. It's pretty funny, but it's very hard to control and get through here efficiently. What game has had the most shots fired so far? Play whatever game is the longest.
They look like stasis pods. The Protheans probably tried to keep themselves alive through cryogenic freezing. Some...
Shots to time ratio.
What is happening?
What?
It's a trap. Saren must have
That
set an ambush.
sound was like
I do
bugging
not
out
think
there for a
Saren
second.
is behind this.
Why do I have my gun out? That's not supposed to happen. Tell me this game's like bugging out again.
I have studied
At least I can't walk. That's the way this is supposed to work.
What will we find down there?
I don't know. I just hope that whatever's down there is friendly. We've got enough enemies.
It just made this sound like I took my gun out again. I don't know what that was about.
You are not.
Okay, 5 visual. So we got, let's say, about 10 minutes to go. Oh, maybe a little more. It's probably like a low 150 something. What? My computer just tried to start installing updates. That would have been pretty cool to like try to dodge the 15-minute timer. Hope to beat this game in less than 15 minutes, but you know. Hopefully we don't have something that would have prevented us from doing that, but never know. Windows, very good. Alright. Does this game not have character shadows? I think I have them turned off. I have a lot of the graphics options turned down. Well, I used to make it load faster, but then I have no loads timer and I just never fixed it because I didn't really care. So I don't really pay attention to the graphics. Kind of used to the bad graphics. basically done with Eyeless here, just a short cutscene, drive to the con. And last trip to the Citadel is not very long.
The conduit. It's incredible.
We don't have time to admire the view. We have to get through that relay. And these Geth aren't gonna make it easy on us.
Sorry for the kind of laid back commentary. I haven't really been saying much, but honestly, there's a lot of dead time in this one, and I'm tired. But for all you guys been having a good time falling asleep in Mass Effect. Anyways, a couple more things to deal with. This will probably be like a 151, 52. So just under the estimate. A lot of bad things happened though, so
Critical failures detected across all monitors.
can't say I'm surprised.
Please begin emergency evacuation.
It's okay. After this run, but you guys who are not sleep presenting should definitely stick around. Sure, next one will be very fun to watch. Alright, so here's our last bounce. Most of the random stuff you have to do on the Citadel. Basically, it skips most of the waves of enemies you have to fight through, like walking outside of the Citadel. Going into anime RPG run with no practice. Sounds like a good time.
I've lost shields.
I mean,
Shutting it down.
at least you're not like... Start turning too soon. Okay. Shout for anyone. Nice. Alright. You're really done here. So yeah, that basically skips all the walking on the outside of the Citadel part. Just that one last section you have to do.
I've lost shields.
Too bad. Wouldn't it be good for a speedrun to not have to kill everything? Shouldn't you be happy that you're not killing stuff? Other levels?
I was afraid you wouldn't make
Time for
So
what?
here we're gonna get Saren to shoot himself.
Now my doubts. The Reaper.
So
Goodbye, Shepard. Thank you.
So this is a kind of interesting intimidate there. If you don't do that intimidate back on Vermeer, it requires 12 intimidate to do that. And to have 12 intimidate, you need to have I call it advanced class in this game. Otherwise your max is 10. But if you do that one on Vermeer first,
What's the order?
it only requires 9. One on Vermeer also requires 9, I should say. This one requires 9. Both require 9.
Commander, we're picking up reinforcements. It's the Alliance. Thank the goddess.
So saving the council here is actually a little bit faster, which is unfortunate. We don't get to be full renegade.
Destiny Ascension, you are all clear. Repeat, you are all clear.
The Citadel's opening. All ships move in. Concentrate on Sovereign.
So now we just got the final boss fight. So, you noticed probably, you might have noticed that I switched from pistol to shotgun before going into this. That's just because he has a tendency to overheat your weapon as the first thing he does right at the beginning of the fight, and that slows it down a lot if you get your pistol overheated. So I try to get him to overheat my shotgun, if anything. While I quickly lift him up with an ability. Basically our goal here is to just use a bunch of powers on him to keep him knocked down or lifted for as much as possible, basically. So he's not jumping around. When he starts jumping around, it's really hard to damage him. Also, it's actually impossible to damage him when he's like on the side wall shooting at you. When he's the ceiling, floating around, jumping around, it's actually impossible to damage him. Which makes no sense.
I am sovereign, and this station is mine.
Let's get started. Push it to the second phase before you start jumping around.
Sovereign's too strong. We have to pull back.
Negative.
So,
this is our only chance.
Here,
Take
hopefully,
that
we'll
monster down no matter what the cost.
have a bit easier job of getting him fooled the whole time. It's hard to do if he comes right away. Time now. Time. thanks all for hanging out.
The shields are down. Now's our chance.
Glad I got under my estimate. Considering all the stuff that happened in the crash we had.
Hard on my flank. We're going in.
Alright. Well. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, shame about the crash. I'm glad I gave myself a estimate. Good luck. I guess Blood Thunder is next. So yeah, and you guys should continue to check out the marathon.